No, we're not finishing with me. You're making me mad. I'm
Sit
leaving.
down right there.
Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. My 600-pound life has taught us lessons in both failure and success when it comes to battling obesity and food addiction. It's a very common occurrence on the program to see someone's weight reduction stop or slow down, despite being placed on a strict diet. In this video, we'll go through a few patients from my 600-pound life who left Dr. Now's weight reduction program because of their rude and stubborn behavior. Lee and Renee. Lee and his girlfriend Renee started out weighing 700 pounds and 549 pounds, respectively. Despite Renee struggling to do everyday tasks, she still had to take care of Lee because he was barely able to do anything by himself anymore. In addition to that, Renee also had to endure Lee's angry outbursts, and his volatile behavior got even worse after his surgery. When the couple went back to the doctor for their checkup, Lee had only lost 9 pounds, while Renee had managed to shed nearly 50. The doctor now wasn't happy with Lee's lack of progress. What in the world is going on with you? Lee got more and more frustrated having the doctor tell him that he was running from the problems instead of tackling them, and it angered Lee so much he eventually got up and left the room, cursing at Dr. Now, who got pretty upset from their stupid attitude.
Very nervous for the last week, especially to see him in this long trip. I'm excited, nervous.
Tara Taylor. Tara did not have many good weigh-ins, but she did get her surgery early on since Dr. Now was worried about her condition. The month after surgery, she lost some weight, but she started cheating on her diet, and the process went back to a standstill. The doctor now asked to see her again in just 2 weeks and set her goal to lose 10 pounds in that time. But she still continued to cheat and only lost 2 for a total of 52 pounds of weight loss. Half a year into her journey, and after having gastric bypass, Dr. Now tells her she's still overeating, and Tara's mother asks if she understands what the doctor said. Tara absolutely snaps and has a tantrum about how she's going to have to starve herself for 2 weeks now to make everybody else happy, and then proceeds to storm out into the parking lot.
When you have children, you don't think about yourself. They say, Mom, I'm hungry. Okay, what do you want?
Erica. Erica's first task was to start dieting and lose some weight before she could be approved for her gastric bypass. By Dr. Now's orders that she should be eating a low-carb, high-protein diet and should not be going above 1,200 calories per day, which is pretty double. But when the nutritionist comes by to check on her food situation, which is pretty doable, she sees that Erica has been keeping a lot of high-carb and high-calorie junk in her fridge that definitely isn't going to help her toward her goal. What's really annoying about this one is that instead of taking responsibility for her cheating, she gets annoyed with the nutritionist for supposedly wasting food. Chuck Turner. At Chuck's first appointment, he weighs almost 700 pounds and agrees that he could start making changes and put in the work to lose 30 pounds. But as soon as the doctor's gone, Chuck turns to his wife Nisa and announces that they're going to go out and eat, since it's probably the last time he'll be able to do that. Nisa is shocked, tells him the answer's no, but Chuck insists that they're going anyway. While he's driving them to the restaurant, Nisa asks them what Dr. Now would think, but Chuck just says that he doesn't need to know and proceeds to laugh it up. Nisa looks super disappointed, and we can only imagine the look on Dr. Now's face if you watch the clip. James L.B. Bonner. James L.B. Bonner was the participant from Season 8, and he weighed in at an incredible 892 pounds. He had also had a huge lymphedema of 100 pounds on his leg. Since he was in pretty bad shape due to his health complications, Dr. Now generally decided to put him under supervision for a month at the hospital before sending him to the rehab center, where he was supposed to get a better life during his stay in the hospital. He lost almost 100 pounds, but at the rehab center, he ended up losing just 10 more pounds in 2 months. Since James was now able to order takeout, Bonner totally shocked the viewers. When the very extra surgeon confronted him, James claimed proudly that he didn't gain any weight. The doctor now replied to him that if he wanted to, then it all depends on him. As with this kind of attitude, he's not going to go anywhere, and he would kill himself with food, on which Bonner replied with the pathetic attitude of a teenager by saying, "Noted." His attitude towards Dr. Now was quite rude.
Now you've lost control of yourself and you gotta ask for help.
Octavia Gahagens. Dr. Now decided to keep Octavia in the hospital for a while after running some tests on her to reduce her 692-pound weight with a hope to get her able to stand up on her own feet for her betterment and well-being. She finally lost almost 180 pounds after 2 months at the hospital by following a strict diet of 1,200 calories a day. But unfortunately, by the next appointment, Octavia did not take his advice on doing more than half of her progress later on. In her next episode, she and one of her close friends decide to have a cheat day. Therefore, they were seen ordering a bunch of Popeye's fried chicken, and both enjoyed having them together. Not just that, Octavia unsurprisingly also started skipping her therapy appointments and follow-up meetings with Dr. Now. Instead of losing 30 pounds, she's actually gained almost 40 pounds more. That means she wasn't following the diet plan and was cheating on Dr. Now.
I love her so much that I give to her. It's hard to tell her no, but this is all we know.
James King. When James King appeared on the show, he weighed a staggering 790 pounds, making him the largest individual to ever be featured on the show at the time. Not only that, but he also had a severe case of cellulitis, a painful skin infection. Furthermore, the King's family had made significant sacrifices for his well-being. His daughter dropped out of school to care for him, and his father also refinanced his home so that he might transport him to Houston. James was one of those patients who were completely deceptive regarding their current state of health. In reality, he was in the hospital under the care of Dr. Now for his weight loss strategy. His wife would feed him, James, a high-calorie meal that he had ordered, and she was the one who was slipping the food past Dr. Now. Instead of reducing weight, he continued to gain weight at an alarming rate. Even when Dr. Now began assisting King, he weighed in at 840 pounds. Dr. Now ultimately discovered what was going on and even informed the couple, James and Lisa, that he discovered she was smuggling in food for James. But James, being manipulative, tried to play this off, even cursing off Dr. Now and angrily stating he had no clue why he was gaining so much weight. So Dr. Now finally urged him to leave the program if he wasn't willing to continue.
You got two choices. Get to Texas and hopefully you get help, or lay here and die.
Janine Mueller. Janine's time on My 600-Pound Life was completely insane between the arguing sessions with Dr. Now and her constant snacking on fast food all day. Her bizarre episodes included some memorable and amusing moments. For example, she once passed through a drive-thru while riding a motorized scooter in order for her to purchase a 20-piece chicken nugget meal. Yes, you heard correctly. Dr. Now's genuine weight reduction strategy for Janine was to aim to lose a pound per day. Janine, on the other hand, began shedding only around a pound every week. I mean, 20-piece chicken nuggets are a lot more crucial than her health. Due to the lack of her seriousness and unwillingness, the doctor had begun to lose trust in Janine, especially when she told him that she didn't even want to eat. It's plainly a lie. Janine, on the other hand, was rather uneducated and disrespectful to the doctor, and she never appeared to listen to his advice. Nonetheless, she managed to lose 120 pounds, which is incredible. Nonetheless, she was one of the most ridiculous patients on the program. Stephen Asante. Because of the numerous conflicts that occurred during his time on the program, this patient was certainly one of the most famous stars to appear in My 600-Pound Life. Stephen, who came on the show with his twin brother Justin, was severely obese. He appeared on the show because he, too, needs to reduce weight. Stephen, on the other hand, became the face of his own disobedience and rudeness, as well as continuous drug fight toward the physicians. Stephen experienced a major setback on the show after he was found attempting to get opiates while on the show. He was undoubtedly booted out of the weight reduction program and pushed into rehab for treatment as a result of the event with the pain drugs. But that choice caused Stephen to gain weight, and he even eventually weighed a staggering 750 pounds. He persisted in trying to persuade the physicians to let him get weight loss surgery. However, despite all of his bizarre and strange habits, he was unquestionably one of the stupidest patients to appear on the show. Angela Gutierrez. When Angela was originally presented to My 600-Pound Life's audience, it was really obvious that she'd been through a lot. Owing to child endangerment and an attempt on her own life, she lost custody of her children, not just to cope with her bad emotions, but also to deal with this occurrence. Gutierrez began binge eating and gained weight as a result. She weighed 608 pounds when she went to Dr. Now for help with her ex-boyfriend. Although the most intriguing aspect of her case was that she had already had weight loss surgery. It indicates she had failed surgery before, and you can argue she simply didn't try her hardest and so gained all her weight back. However, this time, the doctor instructed her to lose weight by adhering to a stringent diet plan. Despite all of his difficulties and efforts, she absolutely failed by not even attempting to follow Dr. Now's instructions or diet plan. She's physically and emotionally healthier than before. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.